God is the star of the show. So that gotta be made up too.
Black Atheists.
People made up religion. God is the star of the show.
Oh, yeah. Black sun in the hizzle. The shizzle dizzle. Got a little feedback. KD, how you doing this week, man?
What's happening, fam?
Oh, man, I can't call it.
Another hot day in Atlanta, bro.
Man, is it, man? Yeah.
Hotter than hell, man.
Huh?
Hotter than hell, man.
Hell.
Hotter than hell.
Prove it. Prove hell.
Yeah, exactly. I can't. Hell is outside, bro. Hell on earth, man. Hell on earth.
Oh, hell is oppression. Let's get down to business. You know, you and I, we were talking earlier about, Twalib had told me about there was going to be a caller who called in, and him, like myself, he said he was born an atheist, but he's noticing how the homosexual community is co-opting the whole atheist movement.
All good. And I'm glad you brought that up because I'm going to tell you, I was going to wait, but since we was going to freestyle today, I'll get into it today.
Okay.
Brother, the gloves are coming off.
Oh, absolutely.
The gloves are coming off. What does he say about this homosexual thing?
Well, he's saying that a lot of them are angry Christians.
Exactly.
That they're not really atheists, they're just rebelling against the church.
Right. And you know what? And the gloves are coming off today. I'm sorry. Listen, this is the Black Atheist Network. And the Black Atheist Network is a platform for African Americans, not just black people, but African Americans, because black is not a nation.
Right. Well, not yet. But right. Okay.
But for black people of African descent, who are either have come to the conclusion that religion in general is a sham, it's a con game,
right,
and B, those African Americans who have accepted or acknowledged the moral failure of the black church. Now, what does this have to do with homosexuality? What this has to do with homosexuality is, like Son said, and there's a huge movement, especially right here in the city of Atlanta,
right,
where homosexuals are claiming themselves to be atheists, not necessarily because they don't believe in God,
right,
but because they're mad at the church.
Absolutely. The
church judges their sexual preference and judges their sex style. It's not a lifestyle, it's a sex style.
Right.
But the church, historically, and especially the black church, frowns on homosexuality. See, what the homosexuals have done, they have said, well, you know what? How about if I leave the church and therefore, and I don't have to worry about no God excuse or no God judging me.
That's right.
And I can continue to do what I do and then call myself an atheist and then, get with other like-minded atheists, and then, everything will be okay. Listen, homosexual friends, everything's not okay. Now, it's okay for you, if you're a homosexual, be who you are, do what you do. But don't do that in the name of black atheism.
Right, I agree with that.
Let me tell you what I mean by that. Again, black atheism is a movement for those of African descent. And if you are of African descent, then you also accept the values, customs, and traditions of traditional African people. And homosexuality is not, I'll say it again, it is not a traditional African custom. It is a European Greco-Roman social custom.
That's right.
Okay? This is a historical fact. I'm not a bigot. This is not prejudice. This is a historical fact. Traditional African societies are communal, they're complementary, and they prioritize the production and reproduction of children and protection of children.
Now, break that down, because, you're saying communal and complementary, because people might be hearing you and be like, well, what does he mean by that?
Yeah, it's communal. See, again, homosexuality is a byproduct of Western individualism.
Right, exactly.
This is historical fact. And it's not just me saying.
So you're
this.
saying basically it's selfish. It's all about like me.
Yes,
me.
individualism. Right. It's same-sex relations. You're in love with yourself. You have a relationship with yourself.
Okay.
That's not complementary. That's not balanced.
Right.
A man on a man and a woman on a woman is not balanced.
And see, Katie, I got to take on that too because, me being an atheist, my perspective is that, I don't believe in God because of scientific reasons.
Exactly.
It doesn't mathematically add up to me. Now, I have Christian friends. I have Muslim friends. I'm not mad at the church. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't agree with that nonsense, but, I believe that the church is nonsense, but I have friends at the church. Now, those people, those homosexuals, they're mad at the church, like you said, because they can't live their lifestyle. However, when I talk about God or the deity not making no sense, I come from a scientific point of view. So when you deal with science, you got to deal with it all the way.
Exactly.
So when the topic of homosexuality comes up, I always bring up the law of reproduction.
That's why I said homosexuality is a Greco-Roman social custom.
Right.
It's a custom, which means that you're not born that way.
Right.
Because to say you're born that way is to say you're born not to reproduce.
Right.
No, you're born to reproduce.
Which violates the scientific law of reproduction.
Right.
It has nothing to do with religion.
It has nothing to do with religion. And this is why we say it's not about, we're not anti-homosexual. If you're European, if you're white, that's their thing. Do what you do. Again, you go to their history books, they'll tell you, yeah, we've been doing this for years, for centuries. This is our custom.
Right.
We do this. And this is who we are.
Right.
And they will say that. This is not just KD saying this. Go to their historians.
Oh, if you go to what they say, they'll let you know they have sex with animals,
right. So the
bestiality. Homosexuality is nothing to them.
Yeah, that's what they do. But that Black Atheist Network promotes the African way. And what is the African way? The African way is communal. We value family, mother, father, children, grandfathers, aunts, and uncles. It's communal, okay? The individual exists only because of the prior existence of the community. And the individual is supported by the community and is protected by the community. I promote what I call the African way. The African way is the way of our ancestors.
Okay.
I've explained to my homosexual friends, and I have friends who are homosexual.
Okay.
And I tell them that is your individual thing.
Right. I've told some homosexual people also. I said, that's your personal business.
That's an individual thing.
Right, that's an individual thing.
But that's the whole point. It's individual. It's not communal. It's not family-based. It's sex-based.
Right.
It's a sexual choice.
Therefore, it's personal.
It's personal.
Right.
What you do behind closed doors is your business. However, let's be honest about what you're doing and how it relates or what message it sends to the community. See, that's the thing. That's why I said it's a social custom. Now, European customs are by nature contradictory or in conflict with African customs.
Absolutely.
So this is all I'm saying.
Right.
So when you say I'm a black person, if you're going to be a black person or define yourself, or if you understand yourself as a black person, then you also identify yourself as a person of African ancestry or African descent.
Right.
So if you are a black person or you define yourself as a person of African ancestry or African descent, then you by default or by definition should identify with our ancestors